Welcome to the No Dress Code Pod, where we keep it real, celebrate Black excellence, and dive into the things that matter most. Tune in, vibe out, and let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of the No Dress Code Pod. I'm your favorite host, as well as your favorite hoochie, legs out, not open, Bree. And if this is your first time listening, or if you're a returning guest, then you already know what I'm going to say because you already know how I feel about you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, before we get too deep into this episode, hold on. If you are a returning guest, then you already know what I'm going to say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because without you, where would I be? Probably still here because I got God, but that's not the point. That's not the point. So with that being said, before we get too deep into today's episode, it's time for the mental health check-in. Because what? Life is hard. Life be whooping ass. I don't care about your tax bracket. Life is whooping fucking ass. Life is handing belt to ass around this bitch right now. So I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Drop it in the comments and let me know how your week's going. Now, if you're not having an amazing week, ain't shit I could do for you, but continue to speak it over you and pray that your week going forward is amazing. Yeah. But if I can't turn your week around with this episode and just my energy alone, if this vibe alone ain't getting it for you, baby, maybe somebody in the comments can. So drop it in the comments and let us know how your week's going. Somebody gonna be there for you. Today's Wednesday, right? We love us a good little Wednesday, a little nice NDC Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, so that means what? That's right. Only got to get through Thursday. Because say Fridays work for Monday, because Monday is never guaranteed. Now, with that same logic, Friday is never guaranteed either, but hey, we got to do some work sometime during the week. Again, it's coming from somebody who is unconventionally employed, so do with this what you may. I don't take I don't take accountability if you lose your job. Is all I'm saying. Again, this is coming from somebody who is no longer in the corporate world. But when I was deep in the corporate world, I did say Fridays work for Monday. And I learned that as I got deeper into the corporate world that yes, Fridays work is meant for Monday. You're going to dread Monday anyway. You're dreading Monday anyway. Might as well add Friday's work. At least Friday, you was like, oh yeah, I'm living good. You know, at least Friday, you felt good. By Monday, you ain't going to feel it anyway. So fuck it. Say Fridays work for Monday. So my week has been okay. I've been to the gym 4 days out of 5. Now that's good for some people, but that's not good for me. That's not good for me. I overslept that 5th day. My body must have needed it, but I did oversleep that 5th day, so that threw me off. Now I did run 2 out of my 5 days. Again, that's good for some people, but it's not good for me. We all have our own standards, okay? And at one point, 4 days out the week was amazing for me. At one point, running 1 day out the week would have been great. We're past that point in my fitness journey. We're past that point. I'm trying to go for a perfect week next week. 5-day workout, 5-day run. That's the plan. That's the goal. Is it going to happen? We'll see. I have also been doing some other things behind the scenes that I have not talked about yet. Just because, I do feel like what's for me is for me, and what God has for me, no man can take, right? I 100% do believe that. I 100% do feel that. Now, with that same sentiment, I do still feel like there are people who will prey on you and are not praying for you. That's a word if you caught that. So the people who prey on me, I don't even want to give them the opportunity. Like, I want my shit to flourish. I want what I have going for me and what God has intended for me to flourish the way he sees fit. And honestly, I've been having conversations with God, and God done told me that everything that he has for me is not meant to be put out the minute I receive the news. Like some shit I gotta sit on. And right now I'm sitting on some things. But when I can talk about them, I will, and that's just that on that. Also NDC Baked Goods. Woo! My baby. NDC Baked Goods is under the umbrella of NDC Podcast. Everything is under NDC, okay? You see how that flows? All one brand. NDC Baked Goods, we are doing a Munchies deal, a nice little 4 for $20. It will include a large chocolate chip cookie, a large snickerdoodle cookie, a jumbo red velvet cupcake, and a jumbo strawberry lemonade cupcake. There are no substitutions in this box. You get what you get as it comes. It is pre-order, but it is 4 flavors for $20. It's a little 420 play on words. There is no weed in these. Let me just go ahead and specify. There is no weed. Now, people have asked me and people have suggested that I do that, and one day I will. As someone who does garden, however we have to put this for YouTube, as someone who does garden, someone who does indulge, I don't mind. I don't mind making it a little Eddie. Because I enjoy that. And I would love to see if I can get them in a way that works for me, because you know edibles don't work till you talk shit. They don't really be working till you talk shit, and sometimes I be talking shit and the edibles still don't kick in. I don't like that. I do not like that. So I would love to go down that venture, but before I do, I want to make sure that NDC Baked Goods on its own stands, and I want to make sure that I have a nice, healthy customer base. Because I do have repeat customers, and I do appreciate you guys, but yeah, I would love for it to be greater before I indulge in that. But it is coming. It is. Another thing that's coming, I have been applying for jobs. As you guys know, I have been unemployed for 2 years, I want to say, give or take. We are just hitting that 2-year mark. We're in April. So yeah, May hits the 2-year mark. And that kind of just brings us in today's episode. But before I get there, let me say, if you are interested in the 4 for $20 Munchies box, because that's basically what I'm calling it, the 4 for $20 Munchies deal, you DM us NDC Baked Goods. It is a pre-order. There are no substitutions. You take how it comes. Thank you. Yeah, you take how it comes, and yeah. I will include like a little picture on the screen or a video or something. I have made the box for like visual purposes. The only thing is the snickerdoodle and the red velvet are not to size. That's what I had on hand already, and I wasn't just making it. But when I make it for the box, I will update content wise what it looks like. So going forward, we have that as reference. I know I missed last week's episode, and that was on me. I kind of didn't want to just give you guys like a boring ass like life update, random rant type of thing. But I do appreciate you guys. Oh, for those of you who liked that Hill Street boxing one I did, please be prepared. We will be doing more of those. I have better ideas as far as how they'll be going forward. It wasn't last minute, but it just wasn't I didn't have a full understanding of what was wanted or like what was expected or what I could do. So I have a better understanding now, and moving forward when I do the King Queen of the Hill type events, they will be better. I'm gonna do so much better. I had so many plans that I didn't know I could do. And when you're a guest at somebody's event, you don't want to overstep, so I didn't want to overstep that. But going forward, I've talked to them. We got it all down. I know what I can do. I know what I'm gonna do. So let's see. Last week, I wanted to have an episode, but I couldn't think of anything. And I normally give myself until probably about Tuesday on my bed, right before my bedtime hits, to figure it out. I want to say at least like, I try to say 2 hours of my bedtime, but it don't always work out. Sometimes I'll do it after my bedtime and I'll just stay up, which fucks with my workout the next day, but oh well, work. So, right now I've been promoting NDC Baked Goods. I have been behind the scenes trying to figure out NDC Pod and our next few guests and things and ways I want to take it and how I want to do this and where I want to go with this. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I'm gonna be wearing this sweater every episode from now on until I find me some more merch. Until I get some more. Why? Because branding is everything, and I want you to make sure you know who it is. Okay. So yeah, this sweater. Prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. But the goal is actually to just get more merch so that every time I show my face, every time I'm on this camera, you are seeing something NDC coded. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's what I'm working on. Speaking of work, I guess we'll transition to this week's episode. So as you guys know, I am somebody who is proud, loud, proud, unconventionally employed, right? So I love being unconventionally employed. Sure do. Cannot convince me otherwise that I need to be conventionally employed. The only thing I miss about conventional employment is the steady stream of income. That's it. That's all. That's all. So please don't ask me how the job search is going. It's going. It's honestly something I don't talk about on this podcast, or I haven't talked about on this podcast before today, because if you know me in real life, if you know me from this goddamn podcast, you know my dream is not to work. My dream is to have income. Disposable. Nasty amounts of disposable income at that. My dream is to have income. My dream is not to work. I don't dream of labor. And I know that's funny coming from somebody who literally wants to bake or literally wants to do a podcast. And I'm doing the majority of it. Editing, promotion, I'm doing the majority of it. I don't want to sit and work for nobody else, is what I'm saying. I don't want to be on anybody's schedule. I like being on my own schedule. I like the fact that I can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, my alarm goes off at like 4:20. Clock that. I like that I get up at 4:20 to go to the gym at 5. I like that I be in bed at 7:30-ish because my bedtime is 8 o'clock. I like that. I like that in between that, I do whatever the fuck it is I want to do. The only thing I'm struggling with is that income. That's what I need to come. Once that matches, oh baby, top of the world. Top of the world. With that being said though, I have had a few job interviews. I do not boast about them. I do not tell people about them. I keep that shit under wraps. For one, either I'm going to get the job or I'm not. For two, if I get the job, I have no intention of telling you I got the job. For three, I don't want you asking me how I like it. That shouldn't even be a question in your mind. When you look at me, it should never come across your mind to be like, how you like work? That should never cross your mind. When you look at me, I want you to look at me and be like, oh, she's working just for the income. She's not working because she likes it. She's not. If this If this podcast takes off tomorrow, she'll quit tomorrow. But when this podcast takes off, that'll be her last day at work. Say less. If the baked goods hits tomorrow I'm putting in that. It ain't even a 2 weeks notice. Tomorrow I'm putting in the same day notice. Yeah. Is there like a certain threshold that I feel like I want my baked goods to be making at minimum before I let a job go? Sure. At minimum, there is a consistent threshold I would like to be at. Am I there yet? No. But am I trying to figure it out? Yeah, I am. So, with this 420 Munchies deal that I have decided for NDC Baked Goods, which honestly hit me like a ton of bricks. I said, girl, you garden. I don't know how we have to word this for YouTube, but I said, girl, you garden. Why would you not do a 420 deal? That 4 flavors for $20. That's all I'm saying. 4 of our popular flavors: red velvet, strawberry lemonade, chocolate chip. The only thing I'm probably teetering on is the snickerdoodle. I realize that some people have never tried that flavor. I personally had never tried it before. I don't know if I still haven't tried it. I feel like I've gotten the essence of it. Like, it's not a bad cookie. I know it doesn't taste bad. I know it's not a bad tasting cookie. Um, but it's not a cookie I would ever order. Like, if I were to go out to a bakery, I would never order a snickerdoodle cookie. When I go to BJ's, I'm not gonna order a snickerdoodle Pizookie type of thing. Like, I'm more of a chocolate chip girly. When it comes to BJ's and Pizookies, though, give me the Oreo. But I'm more of a chocolate chip cookie girl. So yeah. So those are the 4 flavors. Those are our no substitutions. Take it, leave it. That's all we got for you. So yeah. If I make a certain amount, either through NDC Baked Goods, through NDC Pod, through a combination of the both, through y'all just fucking with me on YouTube, through y'all fucking with me through TikTok, like, however I get this income, when I reach a certain point consistently, and I mean like 3 to 6 months, because I really feel like that's a long ass time. If I'm making this like amount for 3 to 6 months consistently, oh baby, it's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap. Because I know if I can make this, oh, I can make more. Yeah. Yeah. And so right now, I hate to tell y'all, I do have a job interview. It will be Tuesday, so the day before this episode drops. Am I gonna update y'all? And if I get it, probably not. Cause I don't want to tell y'all where it is. I don't want to tell y'all about the job. I don't want to tell y'all nothing about it. Cause I don't want y'all being like, oh my goodness, congratulations. What is there to congratulate me on? I'm 34. This ain't my first job. What is there to congratulate me on? You know? Like, on top of that, I don't want you coming to see me here. I wouldn't want to see you while I'm working, type of thing. Like, it's not that I'm embarrassed. And I've been having this conversation with God, right? Because I feel like fuck it, I'm gonna just say what it is. You feel like after a certain point, after a certain time, you just too good for certain shit, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm too good to work. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying I feel like I'm above working where I'm applying at right now. Like, I feel like it's a 16, 17-year-old job. This ain't no 34-year-old job. Like, this somebody getting their feet wet type job. You know? And that's partially part of the reason why I'm like, I'm not gonna tell y'all where I'm applying at. Where the job's at. Because if it was up to me, and you can say it is up to me, but I would never apply for this job. But I need the steady income. That's it. That's all. I like to I like to be able to afford myself. And I'm not gonna get no cheaper. That's what I'm not gonna do. I'm only gonna get more expensive. I'm not gonna get no cheaper. So um I want to be able to afford myself. Like, it's not even getting my nails done because I can't get my nails done because I box. Like, and I know you're saying you can still get your nails done. People get their nails done in box all the time. But I don't like no short nails. I don't. I like them a little medium. I like them a little long. I like them a little ghetto. Maybe not studded out and however y'all think ghetto. I'm talking about lengthwise ghetto. Like, I like them a little medium long. I like girl can't really ball up a fist because the nails too long. Like, so yeah, I don't get my nails done like that because of that. But other than that, that's it. That's all. That's the only thing I don't do. When I have income because of boxing is that. But yeah, I'm not getting no cheaper. I'm only gonna get more expensive. Period. I want to get my hair braided again. How am I getting it braided this time? I don't know. I used to, y'all know, I used to get the extent. Well, I used to get hair feet fed in. I don't do that no more. Not because of income, just I got over it. I stopped doing that when I had income. I just got over it. I don't know. I do a style for a few years and I'll be over it. I currently do want to color my hair though. I don't know. We'll see. I do want to color my hair. But that had nothing to do with this job search. So yeah, I do have a job interview coming up on Tuesday. Somebody told me to apply. I applied. And I have a job interview. That was what we were talking about. I low key do get sidetracked. And you know what? I low key do get sidetracked. Fuck it. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all. So I was having a conversation with ChatGPT, right? And I was talking to it and I was like, oh yeah, I want to reach out to this one guest, they've been they were suggested as a guest. So I want to reach out to them. I know like I've had conversations with this person, but we're not like friends. We're not like buddy. We don't talk, we don't kick it, we don't hang out. But if we see each other, we speak, So I've had conversations with this person and I kind of want to have them on. And chat was like, oh, well, tell them, we got through the whole introduction of, hey, I want to have you on type episode. Where we go from there, this is what it's about. ChatGPT was like, oh yeah, we have structure, but we do get a little distracted sometimes. And I sat there and I said, oh, that's what we do. That's what we do. Let me read it for you verbatim what it said to me because I was thrown for a loop because you're right. You're right. Let me see. Hold on. It says the format is conversational and not heavily scripted. I typically come in with a loose direction, but allow the discussion to flow naturally. And I said, mm. Hold on. Was that it? Because what's a loose direction? Okay, then. I guess this is a loose direction because, again, off topic. But, so yeah, I do have a job interview Tuesday. I don't want you guys to really ask me how it went. I don't want to come back in here and say I got it. And I don't want to congratulate. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I want the job, obviously. I don't want the congratulations of having the job. I don't want you to ask me how work is going. Work is work. You've worked before, right? Okay, work is work. I don't need the how's work going questions because I want to kill myself. That was a little jokey joke, you guys. Okay, that was a little jokey joke. Learn how to have a sense of humor. Some days I do though. But it's been a while. It's been 2 years. No, it's been 2 years. No, but for real, don't ask me nothing about work. Don't ask me nothing about work. Just know that work is work. The income is income, and that's all that we need to figure out. Until I become full-time podcast baker, don't ask me about work. And you know what? This is where I feel like God is like, okay, girl, like sometimes we just gotta humble you, you know. I really feel like there have been things that have gone on in my life that God allowed because I needed humbling in certain areas of my life. Like I would have been so fucking judgmental had I not gone through some of the things that I've gone through in life. Had I not experienced some of the things that I've experienced in life. And now that leaves me in room that leaves me in a room of judgment from others. And that's okay. It is what it is. You know, I've done my dirt in life and I've accepted that and I have talked to God and I've moved forward from that. Now, if you have not moved forward from my dirt in life, that's between you and my dirt, my past, because I don't live there anymore. Me and God have moved forward. Right. So I'm at a point where right now I feel like God is like, hey, I moved you forward. What I allowed to be a judgment zone of you, because that's really essentially what it's going to come down to. You will be heavily judged. You will be heavily talked about. You will, you know, some friends will cut you off. Some friends have cut you off. Did I cry about them? I won't sit here and lie. I did. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. So right now I'm in a spot of God is like, I know what you want. I know what you're asking me for, and I know what you're working for. I know what your heart desires are. But if I give that to you without humbling you first, I don't feel like you will be as appreciative of it. And right now, I'm like, God damn, I know you right. God damn, I know you right. I know I would not be appreciative of the success that NDC as a whole. So NDC Pod, NDC Baked Goods will bring, and whatever else NDC becomes. Which I feel like we could do a nice little clothing line, you know, no dress code. What? I feel like we could. I'm not really a fashion girly, okay? That's not my thing, but I feel like we could do a nice little streetwear line. Give me some time. But yeah. I feel it too, God. So, you know, it's one of them things that it's like, you know what, God, you're right. You gotta humble me. And this, if I do end up in this position with this job that I have interviewed that I have on Tuesday, it will be the most humbling of my life at this point. Because like I said, I feel like it's a job for a 16, 17-year-old, not no 34-year-old. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I can't even tell y'all what it is. I just leave it at that because yeah. I'm already being humbled enough as is. You know, I'm already being humbled enough. Because what I really want is a remote job. If I'm to work anything, I really want a remote job. And this job ain't even fucking remote. It's in person. Now, it is probably the closest job I've had since the early 20s. No. Since before 20s. Like, I don't mean my age yet. I mean, like before 2020, 2016-ish, around that era of time. 2012 to like 2017-ish. It will be my closest to home job. So cool, save on gas finally, but I really prefer another remote job, preferably a remote job that does not work in the Pacific Standard Time. I want you to work in the Eastern Standard hours. Yes. Yes. I don't care if it's overnight. So if you say I'm working till midnight, I'm off at 9 o'clock. I still can do my shit. I still can get shit off. You know, I love a not my time zone ass job. But that's me. That's where I am on my work journey. I appreciate all the help that you guys have given the ones who do suggest jobs. I don't want to say stop suggesting them because until I get one, I do need the income. So keep suggesting them. Preferably suggest the remote ones. If y'all didn't hear me, let me say it again. Preferably suggest the remote ones. Yeah, I want to be able to work on my own NDC shit while I'm at work. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. I do. I want to come up with ideas at work. I want to record on my fucking lunch break. I want to be able to edit, on my little 15-minute break. Like whatever the case may be. I want to be able to bake while I'm making my money. So I'm making I get two incomes off one, is all I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that's where I'm at. I've been unemployed for 2 years. Life been good, but life ain't been that damn good. I do love waking up and not having to think about a schedule besides the one I've created for myself. But I don't like waking up not knowing when my next paycheck is coming or my next income is coming in. So that part is like the downside. And I have heard of like people who have degrees that are being laid off, and so I don't feel as bad, about not being able to find a job after 2 years and really been applying for like a year and a half. I don't feel that bad when I hear that people who have degrees are having as hard as time as me. It don't make me feel, but it doesn't make me feel good, but it does. It makes me feel less bad, because my plan is when I do get steady income is to go back to school and get a degree in something that can always be my fallback plan. So I feel like I'm never in this position again. That's really it. My goal is to continue to work on NDC, NDC Pod, NDC Baked Goods, but still having that secured fallback plan. If it can be, because I know they say AI is taking over jobs and it's going to be harder and harder, but at the end of the day, I got faith that NDC, NDC Pod, NDC Baked Goods is gonna be where it needs to be. And yeah. That's where I see it. Yeah, so I do appreciate each and every one of you who tunes in and who listens and who checks in every week and who checks me for the days that I don't put out episodes like I'm supposed to. Y'all, it be hard, okay? Sometimes I just don't have a fucking episode in me. Sometimes I don't have a fucking topic in me. If you want to drop some topics in the comments and throw it out there for your girl, then do that. But just relying on me and a team, some days we don't have topics in me. Some days they do give me topics and I'm just like, that doesn't resonate. That doesn't speak to me. Like I'm not coming on here to fake no shit. I'm not coming on here to be anything less than authentic. I'm showing up. Baby, some days you're gonna see me with my hair done. Some days you're gonna see me with my hair undone. Some days you're going to see me serving, and some days you're going to see me barely getting it, barely getting out of bed. But each time you see me, you see me, okay? So yeah, as long as you don't see me working at no job, that's AI. That's AI. I learned if you think you see me at a job, just know I found out how to work with ChatGPT, and me and Chat figured it out. Cause I don't be in the real world. Excuse me, I don't be in the real world, so yeah. So that's kind of all I got for you guys today. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I do have a Reddit for you though, because I did say that I was gonna try to bring more Reddits. This one is not an Am I the Asshole, honestly. I wanted to try something different. We'll see how this works. But this one says, I'm a perverted drunk and I'm worried about my future. I've known that I'm a pervert for the longest time. I'm sorry. Let me start this over. I've known that I'm a pervert for the longest time, and it's something I try to suppress. But whenever I drink and I get put in the situation, I become impulsive. Last night, I was at a party where I asked a girl that I knew was in a relationship if she wanted to make out, and she obviously said no. Then she went to bed. I knocked on her door and asked for something I forgot what, but she was freaked out and I left immediately. 2 years before that, a girl ended a relationship with me because during sex, I pulled out my phone to record. I'm actually sick in the head and I clearly just need to detox from porn. I haven't had a girlfriend in years because of this issue, and I'm worried in the future I'm going to do something that's even worse than this. I feel so disgusted and embarrassed, and and lost I've disappointed and lost friends because of this. Edit. I know I'm a raging alcoholic, and this has made me want to get sober. Okay. Drop it in the comments and let me know what you guys think. Pause this if you need to. Drop in the comments, then come back and we'll discuss what I think. So first off, I just thought I originally laughed because I thought it was a wild way to start a sentence. I've known that I'm a pervert for the longest time. I don't know. That shit was just a wild way to start a sentence. You do need to get sober. If you do things like this when you're drunk, don't be around me. Don't be around me because I don't play them games. The minute you make me question my sanity, oh baby, it's a wrap. Like you're out of there, out of there, out of there. This is just weird to me. Like I it's like so many things that we can dive into in this little short damn near 2 paragraphs you wrote. Pulling your phone out to record somebody during sex without their permission is wrong. I do not care how you word that. That is wrong. Knocking on that girl's door after she didn't already told you no, she didn't want to make out is wrong. Now, if her boyfriend came to your house and knocked you out, then what? You would say he was wrong, right? Okay, then. But he would say you was wrong for asking his girlfriend to make out. Now, a past situation I dealt with a man, in a past situation I was dealing with a certain man, if I would have told that man, oh, yeah, this guy asked me to make out, that man would have been on my ass. Not about you. Not why not oh, it would have been why did he feel so comfortable asking you to make out? You obviously must have been leading him on. Yada yada. And that's my trauma, right? I get that. I understand that we all have different traumas. We've all been through some shit in our life. And baby, one thing God has humbled me in a way to see is that nobody is above anybody. Baby, we all got trauma. We all have past, whether your shit is out or not. There are things that are done in the dark, that there are chapters written in your story. There are paragraphs, sentences, however you want to minimize it to, in your life story that you do not read aloud, that you have chosen to close off to the rest of us. And that's fine. That's your business. My biggest thing is I suggest you get help. Obviously, porn isn't helping. Porn is an addiction. People say that you can be addicted to anything. I'm not addicted to porn. I don't think I know anybody firsthand who's addicted to porn, but then again, maybe I do. I don't know. People don't tell me their business. You ain't gotta tell me your business like that if you don't want to. I'm never gonna pressure you. That's one thing about me. People love. I'm never gonna pressure you to tell me your business. Stop with the porn. Stop with the drinking. See a therapist. And I don't mean that in a funny way. Like, see a fucking therapist. If you can't afford therapy, seek some fucking ChatGPT. Mine gonna correct me every time. Me and mine, we argue back and forth. Cause sometimes it be getting a little buck. I be having to remind it who gonna shut this shit down. Yeah. That's all I got for you though. I think you need to go see a therapist. That's my suggestion. Again, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That's all I have for you today. I hope that you turn that bell notification on so you're notified every time we drop a new episode, as well as don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And what? Don't forget to tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to pull up, because they're going to love it here. And I'll see you in. That's right, when I drop the next episode. Hopefully it's next week. Okay? Bye. You're still here? You know the show's over, right? Don't cry. We'll be back next week. I gotta go be a hoochie. In the meantime, catch up on the older episodes.